to West Country Wanderings and welcome to a video that's well out of my area. I've arrived in the Warwickshire city, or rather should I say West Midlands city of Coventry to meet up with a couple of fellow YouTubers. One I have met before, the other one I haven't, so I hope you can join me here on West Country Wanderings in Coventry. Now, one of the things I like about Coventry is the font from when this station was built back in BR days in the 1960s. It's really interesting to see that. It's a very clinical and clean station, but very functional too. Anyway, we're going to head through the ticket barriers to catch up with a couple of fellow YouTubers. So Coventry is a very different area to what I normally cover here on West Country Wanderings. Very urban environment at all. It is, I'm not sure the exact distance, it took me 30 minutes to get from Birmingham to stopping train heading down to London Euston, London North Western Railways as well. It's quite a green corridor once you leave around the NEC and the airport and Birmingham International. It's quite a green corridor here, and I think Coventry is one of the most densely populated cities. It's not big in terms of geographical area, but it is quite a sizable population. And most famously, of course, Coventry was bombed in the Second World War and had to be rebuilt after that time, including the famous cathedral here too. Coventry was also made famous by the group The Specials, was it 1980-81, for Ghost Town. At that time it had high unemployment rates. It's good to see that the city has been completely regenerated since those dark times. Obviously there's some things, problems with shopping and that sort of retail been impacted because of the pandemic, but that of course has happened everywhere. Great to see lots of green space here in Coventry city centre, including some wildflowers here as well. That doesn't often happen in lots of cities, but it's good to see that here in Coventry. And behind me here, you can just see it there, is the famous Lady Godiva statue, alleged to have rode around the city naked on horseback. I'll put it some more information about that too. The symbol of Coventry, if there ever was a symbol of Coventry, apart from, of course, the outline of the cathedral. Looks like there's a service going on at the Holy Trinity Church in connection with the Royal British Legion and local Army cadets, I believe, as well. It's attracting a lot of public interest. I don't want to film it too much, but and outside the Plymouth Standard, which is the Wetherspoons pub, and a magnificent looking building it is too. So here I am outside the Coventry Transport Museum. Well, I'm here with my YouTube pals. We have Alice.
Hello.
Do you want to just say a little bit about your travel? You've got two YouTube channels, not just the one.
I have two YouTube. Yes, I have my main channel, which is Alice Goss, and I travel around Europe and hopefully the rest of the world. And I have a transport channel as well, Alice's Transport World, and that focuses on all sorts of transport. And there's big plans for that channel later this year. So
that sounds really exciting. Excellent.
Yeah, lots of travel challenges and other things. So,
brilliant. Look forward to that. And we also have Howard. Hello, Howard. I've not met Howard before, so Howard, if you will just tell my viewers about your YouTube channel, what are the sort of things that you get up to on your channel?
It's Travel Happy with Howard, and it's mainly Europe at the moment.
Excellent.
Going on day trips and weekends away around Europe, and hopefully the rest of the world later, although I have travelled quite extensively around the world.
Oh, wow.
But not on YouTube yet.
Oh, wow. That sounds brilliant. Mine's just a tiny little area, as you know, but yeah, we're going to have a wander through the streets of Coventry and see what we can see. See you in a bit. Yeah. Thank you very much. This behind me here is the statue of Sir Frank Whittle, who was born in Coventry. He, of course, was the inventor of the jet-engined aircraft. The first flight took off from RAF Cranwell in 1941.
And Ross, we can do it. Wait, we can do this.
The aircraft was a Gloucester Whittle E-2841, and it's an amazing achievement because obviously all people flying out destinations all across the world now owe their thanks to one Sir Frank Whittle. So here we have the Coventry Walk of Fame, put in 16th May 2008, and it highlights all of the personalities that have come from this fantastic city. So of course we have, starting off with Lady Godiva and Sir Henry Parkes, father of the Australian Federation. James Starley, father of the cycle industry. And the aforementioned specials, of course, which I mentioned, walking down from the railway station. Dave Moorcroft, the athlete. Philip Larkin, the poet. Brilliant actress Billy Whitelaw. And the football team won the FA Cup back in 1987. Another two-tone band, the Selector, of course, with the brilliant Pauline Black. And not finally, but the end of this row, Vince Hill. So Frank Whittle, which we've already mentioned. Then we have the brilliant Mo Wellham, who helped enormously with the Northern Ireland peace process. Sir William Lyons, founder of Jaguar Cars, still manufactured not that far away from here. Jimmy Hill, the presenter on the grandstand, of course, Coventry city manager as well. Pete Waterman, the pop impresario, and so it goes on. Sir Alfred Herbert, industrialist. Clive Owen, the actor. Marlon Devonish, the athlete. Sir Nigel Hawthorne, the actor, and finally somebody I've seen in concert a couple of times, Hazel O'Connor, singer and actress. So at the back of the grounds of Holy Trinity Church, which we saw the parade earlier on in the video, is this Gothic looking tower, which is part of Bluecoat School. So I'm in the ruins of the Priory at the moment with Howard and Alice. They're all doing pieces to camera for their videos as well. And we've also been sharing different experiences with different types of editing software and different techniques they use and different equipment that we use. Just can come to the conclusion there's no right or wrong way of doing YouTube, and it's all about the variety and the experience. You can learn from other YouTubers watching videos on YouTube, but there's nothing that beats actually hands-on practice, getting out there and doing it. We've also been talking about the difficulties in filming in built-up areas, and you probably just heard someone making a noise there. So there you have that. With urban areas can be more of a challenge, as I've said before. But when I was walking through Coventry, I didn't find it that difficult because it was a very busy place. You could see lots of people on their phones. I saw a couple of photographers there, and I just went on and did it because nobody would bat an eyelid. It's always those intermediate places that tend to be quieter, but not very quiet, where you really do get noticed. That's not an issue here today in Coventry. Now looking down on part of the original medieval tower adjacent to Bluecoat School. Let's go and have a closer look. So this is remains of the basis of the medieval tower constructed in the 13th century. And it's amazing to see that this has survived all the years, including the bombing from the Luftwaffe during the Second World War. I'm here with Howard again. We're walking in the grounds of the Priory ruins. We've got the cathedral just over that side there, and they just finished the service for Armed Forces Day, we think, wasn't it? Yeah, Armed Forces. They've done that, and we've also been talking. We had a drink in the pub over there just because it's quite a warm, sticky day, and we've just been talking about YouTube and the different ways you can do it with different editing, different techniques you can do. And how long have you been doing it then, Howard? How long?
7 months now.
So what prompted you to start?
After meeting Alice
in
Nuremberg.
Oh wow, Nuremberg. Oh wow.
Yeah. I've been talking about it for a while with friends. I've been asking me to do something, either write a book or do some filming, because I'm doing such a lot of videos around, a lot of touring around Europe and that, and so I decided to start this YouTube channel.
Oh, that's brilliant. That's brilliant. How have you been finding it so far? What have you been? What bits do you enjoy, and which bits do you find?
I enjoy the editing most of all.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yes.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah. The editing's more what I enjoy, rather than being in front of the camera.
Yes. I tend to find that I get days where my confidence is okay to do presentation, and other days where I'm quite happy to sit in front of my laptop with a mouse, moving things around. That's so right. I totally understand that.
Yes,
I totally get that. And that's a good thing about YouTube, because you got the both. So when the days you want to go out and film, you can do that. Other days when you just want to sit on the laptop, you can do that. And if you build up a bank of videos you've got to edit, then you're okay to do it.
I've got a few in the pot now.
Brilliant.
I have to edit.
Okay. So what sort of places? You got other places in Europe that you're?
I went to Nantes in France yesterday.
Oh, nice.
For a day trip. That was interesting.
Oh,
saw
brilliant.
some things that I wasn't expected to see. Quite a quick tour, with it only being for a few hours.
Yes.
But it went very quick, unfortunately. I think Nantes is somewhere to go for a few days rather than just one day.
So will that video be coming out soon?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Yes,
so don't forget to check out Howard's channel, and it's Travel Happy with Howard. And I'll put a link to Howard's channel, his YouTube channel, in the description of today's video. Thanks, Howard.
Thank you.
Thank you. I've just come out of the Holy Trinity Church here in Coventry. We just had a tour inside. We just come outside. We're just walking towards the cathedral. What did you think of it in there, Howard, inside the church?
I was very impressed with the painting on the wall of the Doomsday. That was really interesting to see. Apparently there aren't many in the country.
No, I did a little scan of the write-up. So I'll put a photo in now so you can see what it looks like, and I'll scan across the description of it, because it really was incredible.
Really
yes, really quite moving.
It was lost for over 200 years.
Yes.
It's nice to see it restored.
It is. Yes.
Yeah.
I also like the ceiling in there. I wouldn't want to paint that, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's true.
Absolutely stunning ceiling right throughout the church. Yes. So that's I think this church gets a bit overlooked by the visitors, because they all head down where we're going now, the cathedral, and it's well worth doing in Coventry. Have a look in, it's well worth it. Thank you, Howard. Cheers. Howard's just pointed out these wonderful elephants on the top of these stalks. They're just outside of the old cathedral, but we don't know why they're here. I'm just going to have a look up the further end to see if there's any explanation as to what connection elephants has to the city of Coventry. This pub here is the Golden Cross from around 1661, right outside the old cathedral. And this building here on the corner of Bailey Lane and Cuckoo Lane is the old county court. You can see from this angle just how big Holy Trinity Church is. And we're now walking down to the entrance of the old Coventry Cathedral. So this cathedral was the church until it became the cathedral in 1918 and then sadly destroyed in November 1940. But of course the first cathedral was at the site of the priory we saw earlier in the video, and that is the only cathedral to have been deliberately destroyed during the Reformation. Now I found this statue here in the ruins of Coventry Cathedral rather moving. It's called the Choir of Survivors. Now excuse my German, Choir de Überlebenden, and the reason it's significant is it comes from Dresden. It was placed here by people from Dresden after the new cathedral celebrated its 50th anniversary. If you're not 100% familiar with why that is, has quite emotional and spiritual significance, is because prior to Coventry being bombed, the Royal Air Force Bomber Command bombed Dresden, and the Luftwaffe then bombed Coventry in retaliation for that. So you can see the connection too because of that, because both the population of Coventry and the population of Dresden had their lives completely obliterated and destroyed. Dresden now has been completely rebuilt since the Second World War, almost to what it looked like before it was bombed. It's been restored, but Coventry looks very different to what it looked like prior to the Second World War. We've just come back out the new cathedral again. I'm on the steps of the old cathedral. I've just been talking to Howard. He's come up with a brilliant piece of information. This stone brickwork that's used to build the cathedral came from Hollington Quarry in Staffordshire. He also told me that his gran worked in the quarry there, that this red brick, I think it's a red sandstone, came from here in Coventry from Staffordshire. Not that far away, just the other side of the country there. But yeah, that's amazing, and it's a very, very striking building too, of course. So we're going to end today's video by climbing up there, yes, to the top of the old cathedral's tower. I think it's 160 steps. We'll see you at the top.
I'm done filming until I get to the top, so if it helps.
I don't know if it's halfway up or not, but here you've got a balcony for two good views of the bells below us. Well, we've got to the top of the tower with fantastic views across this brilliant city of Coventry here in the West Midlands, right in the centre of the country, not that far from the geographical centre of England too. You can see extensive views here right across the new part of the city, and you can also make out some of the original medieval city too. I'd like to thank both Howard and Alice for joining me today on this tremendous time.
Absolute pleasure. What a fantastic day we've had.
Been very good. Thank you all. Really, really enjoyed it. So thanks very much, and I'll see you all again soon. Cheers now.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye. Bye-bye.